Soundstripe. say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening and welcome to the Bluegrass Iracing Series, the Cup Series, here tonight at Nashville Fairgrounds. And it's going to be a doozy of a race if it's anything like the trucks and the Xfinity Series. And right now we're on board with Mikey Neal Jr.
And while Steve gets that set up, I'll give you a little bit of stats on the night here at Nashville Fairgrounds 200 lap stage break on lap number 80. Coming into tonight on points, our current points leader is Curtis Preston, followed by T.T. Hawkins, Brandon Holder, Jonathan Swartz, and Alex Huffman, rounding out your top 5 in points. And there you have it. Steve's got it set up. So he got a little mustache going there. He does. Look at that.
Riding on board, Mike, you see how rough this track is, really bumpy, and that's what's caused a lot of chaos throughout this week here. And no matter how hard you try, the chaos continued for the other two leagues. Can only imagine how tonight will end, and something is wrong with time and his score because it is not coming up on that board. As Mikey Jr. goes 7th quick.
And right now our top 5 is Alex Huffman, Justin Winters, John Kinder, David Farmer, and Brandon Holder. And there we go. Now we have it on screen. And you saw the look of disgust is the best way I can think to explain it from Mikey Neal Jr. there on his, I believe it was his first lap. The look of disgust on his face. He was not happy with the way the car came off the corner at all. Pretty sure both of his laps counted, but just absolutely struggling out there. And he told us before the race, we talked to him just a little bit, he told us that he was not happy with the way that the car was handling out there on the track tonight. He said it's very, very tough car, very tough track, and he really wasn't happy about it. Joked a little bit about, he said, you see us around? He joked a little bit about seeing him around, and he said he wouldn't be surprised tonight. So keep your eye on that number 8, see if he can't muster something up. But looking on track right now from Freedom, Ohio, Roger Pierce. He's going to go around in turns number 3 and 4. And then in the 17 from Waynesville, North Carolina, it is James Silvers.
James Silvers raced all week, has had some good luck go his way. But look right now top of the charts. Holder and Huffman both tied at 18.38. Right now, Brandon Holder scored as your provisional pole sitter for tonight's race. Back with us for a third week, RS Sitters from Oakwood, Georgia. And that's way too ghost car. You know, BJ, RS Sitters has, raced Wotel a while back.
Ooh, he has, in fact, and he's going to lose in turn number 1 on his first lap. Actually, that was his out lap, so he might be safe, but not the way he wanted that to go. And coming out on track now from Vienna, Virginia, is Jonathan Swartzen, his number 95, his iRacing 95. But, Steve, sitting here looking at time charts, talking about somebody who has had a good week so far, Justin Winter sits in that third spot.
He definitely has. He's had some good runnings, and let me tell you, this beauty of a car making his way out to the racing surface, too. Bobby Hall Jr. in that 94, the Flex Motorsports Ford. I must say, I really like that green color on that car.
Yeah, definitely a stable for Bobby Hall Jr. Seems like he's always running a green vehicle. Usually seeing him in the trucks. It's nice to see him try his hand out here in the Cup Series. But our Waynesville, North Carolina driver, James Silvers, is going to go 6th quick at the stripe to round out his qualifying. Not a bad qualifying run for him. Definitely wanted something better, but he's not far off pace at all. There's RS Centers making his way back out on track.
And, even Keith Hackney stopped on the track there. What's really funny is a lot of these, like Keith Hackney, he's ran Wotel at the very beginning. Wotel's been going strong for 6 years. And he's one of the original drivers who used to race Wotel on Sunday nights. And it's good seeing him in asphalt, seeing how much he has progressed and conquered. But there's RS Centers also making his way onto the racing surface from Epping, New Hampshire. It's Brandon Robertson. Brandon Robertson in the number 3. And just in case you forget his last name, just make sure to look at his car.
I'm very proud of his 2022 Xfinity Series Championship there. You see it on the bottom. And that's definitely something to be proud of. Put on one heck of a season to come home with that championship. Now trying his hand here in the Cup Series. Hasn't had the greatest season, but he hasn't had a bad season either, Steve. He's been up towards the front. He's got himself a few stage wins, forward and backwards throughout several of these races. It's been an up and down season for him.
Definitely. Mikey Neal Jr. just making some laps here on the track. Try to get that Cup car dialed in. Brandon Robertson goes 9th quick. So your top 5 looking like this. Brandon Holder, Alex Huffman, Justin Winters, John Kidder, David Farber. Your top 5 here tonight.
Speaking of the up and down season for Brandon Robertson, he sits just outside the playoff by points right now. And several of the drivers on back are actually locked in by a win. So he's really got to step up his game and get moving up through the points. He's got to be looking for a good run out here tonight. Definitely. 21 drivers have a time in here tonight. Got 2 drivers on track, Blake Hensley and GT Hawkins. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers that have not yet come out on track or not yet put a time in.
Well, some drivers are not allowed to qualify, either a late entry or penalties from last week. How about Blake Hensley? Almost picked up the win in the Truck Series. Run out gas coming out turn number 4. And that number 99 of Peyton Hubbard picked up the truck win. GT Hawkins making his way back out onto the racing surface from Columbus, Ohio. That car looks a little upset, a little dicey there as he comes to the green flag. But that was Blake Hensley. So Hensley's raced, He had a good run and then a bad run last night. He's tried to make it better tonight. Only time can tell.
And GT Hawkins will go 20th quick for his one and only timed lap that he's going to get. Blake Hensley will go 14th quick for his.
So now 23 drivers have timed in 12th quick for GT Hawkins on the second lap. So 23 drivers timed into your top 5 looking like this. Holder, Huffman, Witters, Kinder, Farmer. With almost 30 seconds left until race time. And BJ, when's the stage break?
Stage break is on lap number 80. Lap number 80 here tonight is the stage break. 200 total laps tonight. Once again, while we got 30 seconds counting down the stage break for anybody tuning in who's not seen Bluegrass before, not watched any of our races here on Ultimate Dirt TV, the stages, whenever they come down to finish the stage, they'll throw a caution at the end of the lap mention, which is lap number 80, not the beginning, but the end of it. So right as lap number 81 starts, caution flag will fly. Top 10 drivers will take points for that stage, starting with 10 points to the leader, all the way down by 1 point to 10th place. And the winner of the stage will also get one all-important bonus playoff point. But qualifying comes to an end, and I believe Steve's got a starting grid.
All right, start on the pole. Team Syndicate. Car number 9, Brandon Holder to his outside, Elite Motorsports. Car number 2, Alex Huffman.
Row number 2 to the inside, Elite Motorsports number 7, Justin Winters. Lined up to his outside, out of Carolina, it is the 5 of John Kinder.
Row number 3 to the inside, the car number 84, it's David Farmer to his outside. The Cornerstone Motorsports, car number 17, James Silvers.
Row number 4 to the inside, Cornerstone Motorsports number 20, Curtis Preston to his outside. Team Syndicate number 8, Mikey Neal Jr.
Row number 5 to the inside, be Brandon Robertson to 3 in the YNH Motorsports. And to his outside, Alex Healy in the 97.
You about helped him out there with your...
I did. He almost got a win.
Row number 6 to the inside in the 49. It's going to be Chuck Blank. Lined up to his outside, Cornerstone Motorsports number 14, GT Hawkins.
In row number 7, be Sean Kostritza, Team Watt to the outside. Tony Iverson, the high side Hustlers Motorsports, car number 72.
Row number 6 to the... Row number 8 to the inside, Weaponized Motorsports number 31, Blake Hensley. Lined up to his outside, YNH Motorsports number 15, Matt Grenier.
Row number 9 to the inside, Team Watt, car number 57, Jonathan Atkins to his outside. The Weaponized Motorsports, car number 88, Nick Mills.
Row number 10 to the inside, high side, Hustlers number 28, Josh Clemens. And to his outside, in the Cornerstone Motorsports number 69, it is Keith Hackney.
In row number 11 to the inside is Roger Pearson, WJM Motorsports, car number 27 to his outside. Hills out the Mid-South, it's Brian Terry in the 13.
Row number 12 to the inside, Fast Lane Motorsports number 95, Jonathan Swartz. To his outside, out of Florida, it's the number 16 of Rocky Boyd III.
And rode off 25th tonight in the RSR Esports 22. It's RS Centers to his outside, high side Hustler Motorsports, car number 34, Jason Bridges.
Row number 14 to the inside, Flex Motorsports number 94, Bobby Hall Jr. To his outside, high side Hustlers number 29, Travis Twitty.
And rode off row number 15. It'll be Tyler Evans of the 77, and to his outside, Barrett Morton, and round out your field will be David Brackett. And BJ, who's your pick?
Well, honestly, I'm going to go with Alex Huffman on this one.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go with Justin Winters. I just feel like he's due for one, and this could be it, having some good runs this week, so I'm going to go with him. Lights are out. We're going to let him loose now. Turn them forward. But thank all the viewers tuning in to Ultimate Dirt TV. As the Bluegrass YouTube page has hit 702 subscribers after last night. Thank you all for the help. Peace Garzid. Brandon Holder bringing the field to the green out. Turn number 4. Barney waves that green flag. We're racing.
Good start for Brandon Holder as he heads down into turn number 1 with a 2-car length lead. Now make that a 1-car length lead as Alex Huffman's going to close up the gap. Now pulling away from the 7. Justin Winters, top 3, top 4 now single filed out. And James Silvers tries to join that line as he's still under pressure from the 5 of John Kinder as they come back down the front straightaway and into turn number 1.
As John Kinder gets around Justin Winters. Winters a little loose there on the top shelf as caution is thrown early. And it looks like, let's see here.
Alex Healy, I saw him drop down through the charts in a big hurry.
There's
See
RS
the
Centers.
We saw Center struggling in qualifying. Blake Hensley, Alex Healy stomped up against the wall. The 49 involved, 46 Sean Kostritza involved.
Oh, the 8 gets tapped from David Farmer, and around he goes. And in the parking lot, just the used car sales parking lot just began out turn number 2.
Chaos flying early once again here tonight. I am actually on the hunt for Mikey No Jr. I want to check from another angle right here.
That track was blocked from top to bottom. See all the drivers sliding in.
And just absolutely nowhere to go for a lot of those drivers. Just taking another look at it here. Does in fact look as though David Farmer slides up the track just a little to tag the rear of the 8 car. And an interesting development that I missed earlier coming to on the grid was Blake Hensley was actually given an EOL to start this race. He was not supposed to qualify. You can see right there the 84 sliding up. It was below that dotted white line going into the corner and then slides up. It does appear as though Mikey Neal Jr. might have been coming down just a little, but the 84 crossing an entire car width right there, he does get, in fact, ruled at fault for that caution by race control.
You know, at one point last night we saw in the Xfinity Series the restart was single file. Get these guys a good long green flag stint. There's 2 of Alex Huffman right there. The lights go out on the pace car. Brandon Holder will choose the outside for the restart.
And definitely a call I agree with, especially after what we saw last night. Almost the entire night, the leader was choosing the outside on the restart and getting an excellent jump down the front straightaway and diving into turn number 1. Really helped him a lot.
All right, the field's in the hands of the number 9 of Brandon Holder in that Ford machine. Green flag is out. Good start for Brandon Holder as he leads the field into turn number 1. Top 2 actually breakaway right there as John Kinder and Justin Winters will battle side by side down the back straightaway. Winters will clear going into turn number 3. Here's the 3rd spot. John Kinder in 4th. What's next? And on the back.
And that middle to the outside line is looking like preferred line. And who's that? That looks like James Silver's getting loose off of turn number 2 right there. He's able to hang on to it, though, but that's going to cost him a few spots. Matt Gerinier's going to move into 7th. GT Hawkins moves into 6th. And if the information received was correct about GT Hawkins going to the back of the field, Steve, he has already driven all the way back to 6th.
There's no way. He drove back to 6.
Yeah, you're right. That was Blake Hensley, not GT Hawkins.
Okay.
That makes a lot more sense now. I had to go back and look at the EOLs.
How about Jonathan Atkins, last week's winner, currently running at 8, looks to the inside of Matt Grenier. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that is not good. Are we, did we lose our live feed?
All right, we're back. Bit of freezing rain going on here, so bear with us.
Weather is definitely, bad weather is definitely not conducive to putting on a broadcast, but nonetheless, the show must go on, and go on it does. Green flag still in the air, and so far, the race going fairly decent right now. 14 laps about to be in the books as Brandon Holder looks to come out of turn number 4. And Steve, Alex Huffman just laid down that last time by the fastest lap of the race out of everybody with an 18.2 second lap time.
Definitely a good fast lap for him. GT Hawkins up 7 spots in that 5th position. A little ways back from John Kinder. Kinder Performance, car number 5 there. Brent Holder continues to lead. He's pulled away from Alex Huffman. And Huffman better watch out, because Justin Winters is starting to close the gap on him. Slowly but for surely as they head into turn number 3. Coming out turn number 4. 16 laps are in the books. Here at Nashville, there's Brent Holder, BK Paints and Signs, number 9. Coming down the back straightaway, Alex Huffman, Justin Winters, Kinder, GT Hawkins. As the field is pretty much single filed out here. We're going to kind of ride it out, BJ, for a while.
It's definitely a long race. It's a good idea to just take your time and ride it out. And hard into the outside wall. It's going to be Justin Winters, and he's going around on the back straightaway. This makes a good decision to stay low and just keep the car to a stop right there and let people come by. I want to get a move on there. Here comes the pace car. He's got to get going. He's going to go a lap down to the pace car. I believe it just happened right there. Take a look at the NLRA instant replay right here. Just gets loose and snaps to the right.
And he might be lucky not a lot of damage on that car. I mean, I'm sure he has some, but maybe not as... It doesn't look like a hard issue.
No, it definitely could have been worse. And one of the benefits to these next-gen Cup cars is they are very, very tough cars, very stout cars, very solid cars. And it's actually one of the complaints that a lot of drivers have, whether it be IRL or on iRacing. A lot of them complain about how solid and stiff these cars are and how it wants to... It's very difficult. The driver's no body lean, doesn't feel like it's gripping down on the right side. But then in real life, even these guys... Those guys complain about how stiff the car is when they get up and into the wall and things like that to hit the wall, and it's just it doesn't even feel like there's a safer barrier. So in terms of iRacing and the way that Justin Winters just hit the wall there, it could be beneficial that the car is as solid as it is, but he's going to bring it down pit road anyways.
Down pit road, he officially now goes a lap down. He's going to try to get a lap back later on in the race, being maybe getting a lucky dog, or maybe getting it back the hard way. You never know.
That is always a possibility, especially if he takes fresh tires. It is definitely possible for him to come through this field and get it back the hard way, especially if the damages on that car are very minor. But Steve, I want to talk for a second about the 57 of Jonathan Atkins riding right now in that 6th spot. He's already up 11 positions in this race, and we heard from him a little bit last night. He talked on the comments on the broadcast a little bit. He loves this track. This is one of his favorite places. He said top 5 tracks on iRacing in his opinion. And even in chat with his team last night, he talked about how he could not wait for this race tonight.
Definitely try to go back-to-back weeks in victory lane. Jonathan Atkins in that 57 machine. Brendan Holder try to get his first win of the season at number 9, lead the way with Alex Huffman in 2nd, John Kinder in 3rd, GT Hawkins in 4th, and 5th is Brandon Robertson, that number 3 machine. Lights do go out of the pace vehicle. Marty and iRacing flag was showing 1 to go. Let's just see here. Justin Winters now making his way back on the pit road, currently scored in 31st position. Lights are out. They're heading down turn number 3. The cars, the drivers are racked and stacked.
They're going to wave off the green flag, actually checking things over here. So they're going to delay it. You see Alex Huffman drop back. He's going to relax now for at least one more time around.
They're going to wait for the pace car to pick them back up. The lights will stay off on the pace car. We should let them go back green flag racing this time by, unless they decide to turn lights back on. Number 9, Brent Holder will choose the outside for the restart. The pace car looking to make his way into the infield. The field is picking up pace. We're going to let him loose out of turn number 4. Brent Holder is on the loud pedal. We're back to racing here at Nashville. Caution out on the racetrack.
I think that was because half the field wasn't bunched back up, not seeing anything on timing and scoring on my end anyway, showing that there was a wreck. But I do believe that they're just trying to get people bunched back up on that one there.
Definitely.
Whew, actually, we have an update. Brandon Holder jumped the start. He's being sent to the rear. That is why the caution flag waved on that one.
Oh, tough luck. 4 to 9. I mean, he did pick up pace pretty quickly. So, I mean, Brandon Holder, that number 9, picked up pace coming to the green flag.
Yeah, definitely not happy about his start. Can we get a can we get a quick look at his speed? Okay. All right.
That option is not available. But right there, he fired at the white line, and I believe it's somewhere close to that yellow line where the restart zone is.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. We don't have clear markings on this track like we do at others, so I'm not real sure where the start zone is on this track. But he was scored at 51 miles an hour coming through that start zone, and the speed limit was 50.
Well, yeah, don't have this gauge.
Oh, we gotta get that one back on that one.
Well,
hey!
But it doesn't do it on replays. But don't do it on replays. It's only on live.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. We got to work on that. There's something in coding that'll allow us to do that. I know that there is. There has to be.
Sarah watching, not Donna. Radburn on there. Young Cornerstone. Lights will go back out. This time be Alex up and choosing the inside. GT Hawkins to his outside. And you got John Kinder, Jonathan Atkins right there. You know, if I'm the 3 drivers in front of the 57, I'm definitely, after seeing him win last week, don't want him anywhere close to. All right, pace car is in. Now they fire, green flag is out. Alex up into the race lead. One, he will bring JT Hawkins with him. Hawkins and Huffman right there out of turn number 2. They better watch out because here comes Jonathan Atkins in that 3rd spot. BJ with Keith Hackney. Hackney on the outside of John Kinder trying to go for that pass, but he makes a little contact with the outside wall. Hackney does, but he clears the number 5 of John Kinder in turn number 1, but out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Single file for your top 5. There's Huffman with GT Hawkins drilling him.
Yeah, I think Hackney might have found a little speed boost there or something when he smacked that wall, was able to hang on to it, keep rolling, and it almost seemed like he got a little faster off the corner when he did it. But Atkins, fantastic run to find himself up into that 3rd spot, wanting to chase down Hawkins and Huffman. Huffman doing a good job right now leading the race. We've seen it time and time again. I hate to say it for Huffman, but we've seen him over and over very quick on the short runs and loose on the long runs. Caution flag is going to fly. This is going to help Alex Huffman once again.
Right there, there's the tweet. He just gets loose.
It looked like he got a little loose, and Kostritza's his series teammate, taking a look to his inside when it happened, got a little shove himself, but he was able to hang on to it. Hawkins just, or Center just not able to do the same. Who's that? That is the 49 collected once again. Chuck Blake, that's twice we've seen him collected in it.
Ooh, the 30 machine of Barrett Morton. For
He
a
took-
wild ride there.
He definitely took a pretty hard look as well.
As well.
That's right, might as well.
As we're under caution once again. Alex Huffman, GT Hawkins, Jonathan Atkins, Keith Hackney, John Kinder, your top 5. This is going to help Jonathan Atkins. He wants to try to gain some more spots here. Bobby Hall Jr. at 94, up 16 spots in that 11th position right now.
Just quietly doing what he needs to do.
The only other driver that is tied in the most action of passing drivers is Keith Hackney at Elite Performance Industries, number 69, Cornerstone Motorsports. Speaking of World Thunder, they are racing this coming up week, this Sunday night, live on UDTV and the OSRN network with Joe White behind the mic.
Definitely want to see this dashboard down on the bottom. I want to see that coming to the start here. See just where these guys are pacing, what speed they're pacing when they come to the start zone.
Charlene says, go Sean. Lights go back out. We're fixing to go back to green flag racing. Here at Nashville, you're watching the Bluegrass Cup Series. We're going to leave the speed up there. Shows that Huffman's in second gear right now. You can watch him shift up on there. Up into the green flag. Green flag is out. Huffman on the loud pedal. We're back to racing. As he's in fourth gear, going in turn number 1. As he exits turn number 2, they're starting to pull away from GT Hawkins. And there's Keith Hackney. Hackney did get around Jonathan Atkins for the third spot. Atkins falls back to 4th. Hackney trying to make that outside line work. As he pulls ahead of Hawkins there first momentarily. Hawkins not giving up easy as it come out turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Side by side. Into turn number 3. Hackney does clear GT Hawkins. But that look at top 4, BJ, they have closed up.
Yeah, they have those two right there battling for position. Hawkins and Hackney are teammates. So surprised to see them racing each other that hard this early in the race. But that is exactly what Alex Huffman up ahead of them wants to see. Wants to see them racing, wants to see them burning their tires. So he has the chance to pull away. And same goes for Jonathan Atkins behind. The caution flag is going to wave once again here on lap number 42.
Rocky Boy, another used car parking lot in the back. Oh! He just like... Rocky Boy just centered RS Center's car there when he backed down.
Uh-oh.
RS Center's not happy with Rocky Boyd. So we'll try to get back to it.
I want to keep an eye on those two drivers.
Up the 27, I believe it was, gets in the back of Mikey Neal. Neal around, Farmer around, Holder involved. Oh, Justin Winters involved, head on to the inside wall. Mikey Neal almost flipping it, trying to get the car turned around.
Almost think there's as much action after the wreck as what there was in the wreck.
You know, we're going to have to start playing Miley Cyrus. We came in like a wrecking ball.
I'm telling you.
Your top 5 looking like this: Alex Huffman, Keith Hackney, GT Hawkins, Jonathan Atkins, and John Kinder. Your top 5 here at the Bluegrass Cup Series, live at Nashville Fairgrounds.
Alex Huffman will choose the outside once again. He's got Keith Hackney to his inside. Man, Hackney has been on point on his restarts all week long. This is a threat to Alex Huffman now. If he can nail it once again like he did before, we saw Keith Hackney from second last night in the Xfinity Series on the initial start of the race, launch himself into the race. Lead shot out of there like a cannon. He just took off with the race lead, led majority of the race, and the late race got himself involved in a caution. But one thing, one driver, this is really gonna help. Jonathan Atkins now lined up behind the race leader, the guy in control of the field of Alex Huffman, the two of Alex Huffman right there. This is really something to keep an eye on for Jonathan Atkins now.
Well, that's what helped Hackney get around in that second spot, so maybe this will help Jonathan Atkins. We'll see. Pace car is in as the two of Alex Huffman will bring the field to the green flag. Green flag is out. We're back to racing. As you see, Jonathan Atkins pull side by side with Keith Hackney into turn number 1. As they come out, turn number 2 is what's going to happen here. He does not make the move. He stays in that third spot, but here comes GT Hawkins on the inside as they go into turn number 3. Atkins had to run the hot line as they come out turn number 4 down the front straightaway. And at the line, it was Atkins by a hair. Here's GT Hawkins. He clears Atkins now for that third spot. Out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. But meanwhile, Alex Huffman starting to pull away from Keith Hackney. He has for about 2 car length advantage as they come out turn number 4 down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, pleasantly surprised to see Alex Huffman run such a good race. Keith Hackney at the stripe at last time had the fastest lap of the race and beat Alex Huffman's time that he ran earlier. Hackney now has an 18.23, but Alex Huffman absolutely doing a fantastic job right now, just staying nice and smooth right about that middle bottom line when he enters and then exiting down low right by the stripe, just staying smooth. The top 4 drivers almost running in each other's tire tracks at this point, but bringing several drivers along with them, not able to gap everybody like they have been doing all race long. They're all sticking right there, but Alex Huffman, the one and only driver at this point in time who is gapping people.
Alex Huffman continued to lead on lap number 52. 51 laps are in the books. GT Hawkins has gotten around Keith Hackney for second. Hackney does fall to third as they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. GT Hawkins was his turn to try to chase down your race leader as they come out forward down the front straightaway. Justin Winters is out of the race. Probably had to get some repairs done after that last incident when he centered the inside K-Rail. Jonathan Atkins now looking to the inside. Hackney momentarily did not make the pass. Hackney in that third spot with heavy company from the 57 all over the back bumper of the 69K out turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
Hackney pushed that car hard just a little bit ago, and I'm afraid that might have burned up his tires. It looks like he's starting to struggle a little bit, losing ground to GT Hawkins and Alex Huffman. And Jonathan Atkins waiting for that door to open for him to be able to sneak his way in. The whole field right now single filed out, but GT Hawkins took a peek to the inside right there, heading down into turn number 3, but little for naught, just wasn't able to make it happen. He is all over the back bumper, that number 2 down into turn number 3. A little bit of contact right there. Both drivers hanging on to it, not getting loose. Fantastic job by those guys. But Hawkins is applying the pressure.
He definitely is. GT Hawkins out of turn number 4 down front straightaway. Now looks to the inside as they head into turn number 1. A battle side by side. Out of turn number 2. Hawkins gets a little loose out too. He'll fall in line back to that second spot. Alex Huffman continues to lead here.
Sure, pushing that car for everything it is worth, driving the wheels off that number 14 right now. He wants that stage win. He's right there going after it. So we look at a little further back throughout the field. There's Bobby Hall Jr. just to the left of your screen, trying to fight his way past, or keep that position rather, over Brandon Holder, our early race leader. As Holder's working his way back through the field. Remember, just a while ago, he had to take that penalty for jumping the start, for being too quick through the start zone. He's working his way back up.
There's Alex Huffman. He has about 4-car length advantage over GT Hawkins. Hackney right there in striking distance. So is Jonathan Atkins. Atkins thinks about being at the inside. We're shut on him as they enter turn number 1. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. And don't look too far back, but the person that almost won Monday night, run down field, coming out of turn number 4, Blake Hensley. Hensley's in that 7th spot, up 8 positions, BJ.
He's up 8 positions from his qualifying start, but remember, Blake Hensley is the driver that took the EOL before the start of the race. A little bit of contact there from all 4 drivers in the end, 2 by 2 for the top 4 spots. Hackney's going to squeeze in front of Jonathan Atkins. Now Kinder gets into the mix, gets in the back of Atkins a little bit, but still side by side for the race lead. Hawkins wants that race lead. They're pushing. Carl in the apron makes for the squeeze. These 2 rubbing all the way through the corner. GT Hawkins is going to have the race lead at the stripe. They're going to single file back out down into turn number 1, but Huffman is not done yet.
He's not done. He better not overdrive that car. He needs to gather it back underneath him and apply some heavy pressure on that 14 machine of GT Hawkins. They made, Rubbin's racing. That's one thing they did. But Hawkins would prevail. It's now Hawkins starting to pull away a tad bit from Alex Huffman. Looking at the speeds, 122 is Hawkins. Huffman about 5 miles less than GT Hawkins when he went in the tournament. Well, GT Hawkins is your race leader on lap number 65 here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. With 15 laps until the stage break. Alex Huffman, that 2 machine, running in second. Hackney and Atkins. John Kinder in that number 5 machine. Started fourth, Kirby running fifth. Curtis Preston, haven't talked much about him all night. He's up 1 spot in the number 20 machine, 20 machine. Brendan Robertson, that number 3's up 1 spot to start racing. Started 9th. James Silvers has lost 3 spots. Brenda Holder currently in the top 10 now after being sent to the rear for jumping that restart. And here comes Alex Huffman back on the tail end of that 14 of GT Hawkins.
Yeah, Huffman was not done. He's wanting the mistake out of GT Hawkins. Hawkins just barely fashed that last time by at the stripe, but Huffman is not letting him go, sticking right with him, following him in his tire tracks, giving it everything he's got. I'm used to Huffman being one of those drivers who's got early speed, but wears it out quickly, does not have long run speed, but tonight he's proving it wrong. Look at him right up to the back bumper, nearly making contact. Huffman a little loose off the corner when he checks up down the back straightaway, back to about a half car length lead over Alex Huffman goes GT Hawkins.
Definitely right now some good racing going on up front as Huffman will lose some ground to GT Hawkins on lap number 70. And now here's Jonathan Atkins putting pressure on Keith Hackney's ahead in the turn number 3. The 57 to the inside, the 69 of Hackney on the outside, out turn number 4. And the line gives to Jonathan Atkins for that 3rd spot.
Caution flag is going to wave here on lap number 71. Not real sure who that is for. We'll take a look at our NRL instant replay. Steve found it quicker than I could. Watch the 3, Brandon Holder just gets loose off of turn number 4 down into the inside wall. Does a good job to lock it down and keep it down there so everybody can get by. Ooh, maybe not.
GT Hawkins in the 14 and the 2 of Alex Huffman. You know, maybe Huffman might not be giving GT a Christmas card at the end of the year, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. You know, they're both pushing those cars extremely hard. Just 7 laps remaining. Well, 8 laps remaining to the end of the stage right now. It's getting extremely close down to the wire. Huffman's going to have to be looking for the best restart he could possibly go for right now. He could possibly get and try to take over that race lead from GT Hawkins again. He's not going to have a lot of time after the caution laps to go after it. So really got to give it everything he's got. One driver he's probably not in a position he's real happy with right now. Restarting on the inside, though, is going to be Jonathan Atkins behind him. He's got to be hoping for an inside restart from GT Hawkins.
Well, you know, if I'm the 2 machine, and if I want to win this stage, I'm hoping GT chooses the inside too. And when we go in turn number 1, I'm going to crowd him all the way to that bottom line right there. Get his car kind of upset on the exit of turn number 2. That's what I would do, but, you know, that's me. You know, I'm not... I'm more of a dirt person than an asphalt person. Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely hard to tell, but Hawkins is going to... I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Hawkins is going to take the outside on this restart. That'll put his teammate of Keith Hackney lined up behind him for the restart. So definitely going to be seeing him take the outside on this one.
Don't forget, next week we'll be live back on Facebook. So we tried to get 100 viewers for this drawing. Still have time tonight to get 100 consecutive viewers at one time. Jason Collins was putting up a little reward to the viewers. If they got 100 consecutive viewers, he was going to do a drawing for $50. We still have time. Make sure everybody hit that thumbs up or thumbs down button on the broadcast there on YouTube. Lights do go out. GT Hawkins would choose the outside. He must have thought about what I said, so you know what, though? He ain't going to crowd me on the bottom. The drivers are racked and stacked. We're fixing to come back to green flag action. Ace car looking to pull in. GT Hawkins on the outside. Coming to the restart zone. He fires. Good start for GT Hawkins.
4-lap dash to the stage, side by side now for that second spot. Jonathan Atkins going to go around down to the inside. Well, he's going to hang on to it, though, and not bring out a caution, but that's a lot of positions gone for that driver there.
Well, Keith Hackney now moves into second. Alex Huffman, oh, he goes into the wall. Let's go allow Huffman back around him. So is Curtis Preston down that third spot. As you see, coming out, turn number 4, GT Hawkins has about a 6-car length advantage over Alex Huffman right now. Preston right behind Huffman. There's James Silvers in 4th. Hackney's falling back. Under attack from Rocky Jr. Rocky to the inside. Can't make it happen. White flag is out, DJ. 1 to go.
And everybody is really, for the most part, single filed out. GT Hawkins has this one wrapped up as he heads down into turn number 3. Alex Huffman is second. And Brain just shut down Curtis Preston in third. GT Hawkins will come home with stage number 1 win. Huffman is second. Preston third. Silvers fourth. Hackney fifth. Boyd sixth. Hensley seventh. Kinder eighth. Grenier ninth, and Center, what a recovery he has had, comes home in 10th.
All right, GT Hawkins will catch up to the Bluegrass Iracing pace car. Watching at home, don't have iRacing? Check out iRacing on iRacing.com. You get a monthly or a yearly subscription to iRacing. You'd be surprised what people race with. I mean, some race with steer wheels, some race with pedals. I mean, wouldn't suggest it. Or not.
Controllers, you mean?
Controllers, yeah.
Some do it. Some do it. They're a lot more talented than I am.
So make sure to check out iRacing.com. Tyler Shell picking up the iRacing World of Outlaw Championship, picking up $10,000 for winning that championship on iRacing. Congratulations to him. He picked that up Monday night. RS Sitters, first off of pit road, BJ. Gotta wonder, did he take tires or just fuel?
Nothing. He drove straight through pit road.
Oh, it was a tease.
It was, in fact, a tease. I suspect he might have missed his pit stall, though, and will be coming right back down. His last pit lap that he has scored is lap number 43. So I suspect to see that 22 come down pit road and take fuel and tires. Sean Kostritza finds himself in that 4th position with his pit stop.
And how about that? Out of the top 3.
Actually,
that went down pit road. Curtis Preston was first off of the top 3 that went down. Keith Hackney, the 69K, came out second. But what happened to that 2 machine, PJ? He's mired back all the way into that 23rd position.
Judging by his time on pit road in his pit stall, I'd say he must have had a 2-second penalty for some reason. He spent 17.3 seconds on pit road. Average pit stop time is looking like right about 15.0, 14.9 to 15.0 on pit stop. So Very surprised to see it. But everybody from 9th place on back pitted on this stage break. RS Centers has not pitted since lap number 43. Swartz all the way down to Alex Healy has not pitted since 72. So different strategies going on right now across the board. And I'm very interested in seeing how things are going to work out, especially for the driver of the 22 RS Centers. We've seen him involved in a little bit earlier. Things have not been going his way. Right now, he's on a completely different strategy from everybody else. My guess is he's working out there to save tires. Might have took tires when he did not mean to earlier. The lights are out on the pace car. He's going to choose the inside.
Let's see what he has in that 22 machine. Coming out turn number 4, he fires. We're back to racing. As they head into turn number 1, RS Centers has it. He's going to he shuts the door almost on. Swartz out of turn number 4. Down the back straightaway. Look at Brent Holder, your early race leader. He was your pole sitter tonight. And look at Mikey Neal Jr. battling on the inside.
Yeah, Mikey Neal Jr. was not looking forward to this race, was not feeling good about it right now, sits in good position. Some things going on a little further back through the field, a little controversy with James Silvers, but right now the action up front with Mikey Neal Jr. trying to fight his way through, going after a third podium position right here. See him there on the screen concentrating and talking. Caution flag's going to wave.
Roger Pierce, that 27, just loses it and turns 1 and 2 there.
Ooh, almost had it saved. That apron just continued to bite him there, though.
As we look off the motel blimp.
I like it.
We couldn't afford
How much that blimp cost?
we couldn't afford the Goodyear. We had to go with the motel.
How much that blimp cost you there, Steve?
Well, Bill Miller hasn't gotten the bill yet.
Did he leave you with another blank check? I thought he learned his lesson last time.
The problem is, yeah, he learned his lesson, but he left me one too many blank checks.
Oh dear.
Time. You know what I mean?
How long have you been holding that blank check?
Since last season in Wotel.
Oh boy, that's at least 4 months. A lot of people out here that just watch asphalt racing, just watch bluegrass, probably scratching their heads right now. What does it mean? Just it means at least 4 months. That's only part of a season over here. Yeah, that's about right. But over on the dirt side, we run about 4 seasons a year. So 4 months is from right now would be about the beginning of our last season.
RS Centers, Johnson Swartz, Brandon Holder, Mikey Neal Jr., and Sean Kostritza, your top 5. Curtis Press has made his way up to that 7th spot there. Bobby Hall in 8th. Keith Hackney in 9th. GT Hawkins in 10th. Haven't talked much about Travis Twitty. He always has a clean car. There it is. It's nice and clean. No damage on it. Nice looking colors. Cookies.
I want cookies.
Of course you would want some cookies.
I got cookies upstairs. I should go get cookies.
All right. Lights are out. They're doubled up or they're racked and stacked to let them loose. 107 laps to go here at Nashville Fairgrounds. As they head out turn number 4, they're on the loud pedal. We're back to racing. Starting that for 22. RS Centers, Jonathan Swartz. Oh, there we go. Almost gets in the back of him. Has to get on the binders as they head out turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Brendan Holder trying to make that inside line work. Goes to the inside of Centers. Centers drifts up there. Look at Shaka Stritza out of nowhere. Now battling for that second spot from RS Centers as they head into turn number 1 there. Coming out turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. RS Centers now has fallen back to the hands of Curtis Preston. Preston on the inside for third. 3 wide for fourth place. Here's Mikey Neal Jr.
And the older tires really showing the difference now for our Centers as it continues to fall back. It's clear back to 8th now, but Sean Kostritza, what a move he made. What a job he's done to make his way up into that second spot. We saw him with a good run on Monday night, but caution flag is going to wave here once again. Take a look at our NLRA instant replay. Ooh, Tony Iverson loosed on the inside, causes a checkup. Brandon Robertson involved once again. Ooh, hearted. Who was that?
David Farber.
Whew. Farmer just goes skidding into him.
As we look on board with David Farmer. He's off the gas.
It looks like it might have been tagged from behind to send him around down into Brandon Robertson there.
Travis Twitty, I believe, is involved. Now, 29 just talked about his cookies machine looking nice and clean. Oh, no, he was involved. The 49 came out of nowhere.
And what a job by Travis Twitty to see that coming and just bring that car to a nice, easy stop. What awareness there. Oh, I did not see that happen. Ooh.
I don't know. If I'm Travis Twitty, I'd be throwing some cookies out at David Farber.
No kidding.
After avoiding everything and then get nailed. Under caution, then stopped.
I'd be a flying helmet if I were in his shoes. I'd have to say, I maybe that's why I've never gotten to actually get out there on track and race in real life, because I'd probably get kicked out for flying helmets. Or go broke from buying new ones.
Well, this is the league with thrills, spills, and definitely after a race, some unexpected violence and discord, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it is always a good time going back and reading it. Always enjoy reading it. It's like, ooh.
Jacques Stritz up 11 spots at the start of the race. How about Jonathan Swartz up 18? Keith Hackney up 14. Tyler Evans, haven't said much about him tonight in that 77, up 10 spots. RS Centers up 17. Surprised he did not pit this time. Under caution. Bobby Hall up 16 spots. Alex Upman still mirrored in the back in that 21st position. There's Nick Mills in the 88, currently running in 22nd. Brendan Holder back to the race lead. He started on pole tonight. Jumped the start, got sent to the rear. And that little message is to BJ, definitely not to me.
Message. A message.
Lights are out. Holder gonna choose the outside. Kostritza on the inside.
What message? What of this? I don't see nothing.
Out turn number 4. Green flag is back in the air. As BJ tries to maneuver Facebook Messenger. Brandon Holder, your race leader, shock strips at the bottom, gets a little loose off of turn number 2. That's going to allow the 8 of Mikey Neal Jr. to pull alongside him as they head into turn number 3.
Oh.
Turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 103 laps in the books. 104 laps rolling right now. The 104th lap here tonight. Curtis Preston in 5th. As Keith Hackney clears him for that 4th position. Jonathan Swartz, Curtis Preston side by side. GT Hawkins now looks to the inside, gets around Curtis Preston. Hackney out to the inside of Sean Kostritza. Battle for 3rd. Side by side out turn number 4. Oh! Ooh. Hackney around.
Definitely not what Hackney was looking for there. The inside line, very, very treacherous. I saw it right there.
I don't know, James Silver, that's his teammate.
He had to come down and check on him.
Yeah, Silver's got loose. Oh no, Kinder came down and gave Silvers a bump. That's what happened. Devin says, hey y'all. As we're back to live pictures on lap number 107.
Well, I'm still looking for an answer to that message, and I cannot find it.
Brandon Holder, Mikey Dill, Jeter, Shaka Stritz, Jonathan Swartz, GT Hawkins, your top 5. Mikey Neal Jeter involved in the early wreck, back up in that 2nd spot. Here's the 31 of Blake Hensley in 9th. There's Alex Healy in 10th. Jonathan Swartz has rebounded up to that 11th spot. Watch it on YouTube. Make sure you hit that follow button or subscribe button. Give a thumbs up.
Holder, Neal, Kostritza, Swartz, Hawkins, Preston, your front 3 rows. Pace cars in, green flag is out. Brandon Holder, good start over Mikey Neal Jr. Neal Jr. stays right there at his quarter panel, though. Down in turn number 1, Brandon Holder's going to be able to pull away just a little bit there, side by side. Now for 3rd, massive wreck going on behind these guys.
Another parking lot out of turn number 4. I just saw someone go airborne. I believe that was Matt Grenier. The 5 of John Kinder, 94 made contacts in 16 to wall. There's Matt Grenier on his side. Alex Huffman involved, David Farmer, Roger Pierce.
Everybody just piling in on this one.
Brandon
I think
Holder.
at this point,
DJ, if you're Brandon Holder, you got Mikey Dill right there in your hip pocket. You know Mikey's kind of crazy anyway.
this is very true.
What are you going to do if you're Brandon Holder? Mikey Dill right there.
Pray. I think I pray a little bit. Mike Neal Jr. usually a very clean driver. Struggling at this track, though, he told us. But right now, it doesn't look like it. He's extremely quick. Last season, one of the winningest drivers across the board in this entire league. Definitely a threat no matter where he's at when he shows up on the track. So, interesting to hear him say that he's struggling at this track, especially now sitting in second. So, if I'm Brandon Holder, knowing who Mike Neal Jr. is, knowing the speed that he carries with him a lot out here in a cup car, I'd be a bit nervous. And I'm not sure what position I would take on this restart.
I don't know, but look at all those cars in front of Brandon Holder. When the lights go out, they'll get wave around there. Race car. GT Hawkins currently sitting at third spot in the 14 machine.
Apparently several drivers having issues with being over the limit on incident points. They're going to have to drive down pit road, which I believe that once they're at the drive-through penalty part, the next one would be a disqualification from the race the next time they make a contact. So this could get very interesting very, very quickly.
Lights are out. Let's go back to green flag action. Brandon Holder does choose the inside for the restart. Out of turn number 4, down the first straightaway. Green flag is out. They head into turn number 1. Look at GT Hawkins. Looking to the inside of Mikey Neals. They come out turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Hawkins will clear Neal for that second spot. There's Swartz right behind Neal, battling with Shocker Stritza. That's the battle for 4th on the track. 17 laps in the books on lap number 118. Swartz does clear the 46 of Shocker Stritza. Curtis Preston battling with RS Sinners there. James Silvers brings out your caution.
And not the night Silvers is looking forward. Take a look at him on the inside right here. Just gets loose. Woo! Very nearly collecting 2 other drivers there. Everybody else doing a good job getting by him as well. He's going to spin around and keep right on rolling. Nothing too major there for driver that number 17.
Definitely. All right, pit stops happening. Brad Holder coming down pit road. GT Hawkins going to stay out. He pitted on lap number 81. Tyler Evans chooses to stay out. Blake Hensley, Alex Healy, Nick Mills, Jason Bridges, Brian Terry all staying out. See Huffman now coming to the stall.
Tyler Evans, Alex Haley, both those drivers have not pitted since lap number 72. GT Hawkins, Blake Hensley, both 82. Everybody else, you got 113 for Nick Mills, Bridges, Brian Terry. Everybody else coming down this time So once again, still seeing strategies all over the board. A lot of cautions throughout a race allows these guys to change their strategies up, make different calls, and hopefully try to find something that works to get them towards the front of the field. One of those drivers doing it masterfully right now is GT Hawkins and Tyler Evans right there first and second.
Definitely those drivers. Evans, you know, we haven't talked much about him. He's been keeping it nice and quiet. On a restart in second with 79 laps to go. Alex Healy, haven't said much about him either. In that fourth position. Nick Mills has been a couple of the melees happening on the racing surface tonight. There's Jason Bridges, come through 34. There's Brian Terry and DeWalt 13. There's Brandon Holder. When the pit road, he comes out in that 8th position. Mikey Neal came out pit road. It's right behind him. Jonathan Schwartz. There's Jonathan Atkins, the 49, getting sent to the rear. That's Chuck Blake. There's Preston from Kostritza. And RS Centers back there.
You know, GT Hawkins, he's been a threat this entire race up towards the front. He's going to choose the outside on us to restart by the looks of his lights do go out on the pace car. He's been a threat throughout this entire race. We've been seeing him up there inside the top 3 or fighting for a top 3 position pretty much the entire night. He started, Steve, in 12th position and sits right now in the race lead right where he wants to be.
Yes, sir. All right, GT Hawkins bringing us back to the green out of turn number 4. He's on the loud pedal. We're back to racing. Alex Healy gets a good start there on the outside, and Tyler Evans is heading to turn number 1. Tyler Evans on the inside, Healy on the outside there. Evans clears him down the back straightaway. GT Hawkins hard to pull away from the 77 of Tyler Evans. Look at 31 of Blake Hensley. He's been no stranger to the front this week. He wants to try to get another top 3 finish as he did on Monday night. 77 Evans pushes wide, that allows Healy to get underneath them side by side at the line. Those 2 drivers going at it. As they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, Healy just can't quite clear them. As Evans battles on the outside.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of speed from these guys around the outside. A lot of passes made to the outside, so this could play into Tyler Evans' favor for Alex Healy choosing to try to make the pass to the inside. We look a little further back. Oh no, Jonathan Atkins loose off turn 2 once again. Drivers coming. Oh, hard hits from several drivers. Sean Kostritza involved. Rocky Boyd involved. The 28 of Josh Clemens involved. Several people. John Kinder involved as well. Holy cow. People just diving all over the place. End up finding the 57 in a big hurry right there. Saw it all happen. Yeah, we saw it all happening live. He just got loose. And everybody started checking up and trying to avoid him there and just getting collected. We saw Sean Kostritza just behind, hooked up into the wall and right back down into Jonathan Atkins. Atkins was very excited for this race, but it is not going the way that he had planned right now. That's twice now we've seen him involved in a caution.
GT Hawkins, your race leader. Tyler Evans, Alex Healy, Blake Hensley, and Nick Mills, your top 5. 6 is Jason Bridges. Brandon Holder is 7th. Mikey Neal at 8th. Jonathan Schwartz at 9th. And Curtis Preston in the top 10. Alex Robinson tuned in. Hello, Alex. Don't forget, we'll be back on Facebook next week. As we're on lap number 131 out of 200. GT Hawkins won the stage. Monty says you're number 1, GT.
No, he's number 14.
All right, lights do go out of the pace vehicle. This restart's looking kind of odd and interesting. Oh, there they go. They're lined up on the back straightaway. GT Hawkins will choose the outside going into turn number 3. Evans will restart second on the inside. Coming to the green flag. We're back to racing.
Good start for Hensley and Hawkins right there. Hawkins brought Hensley right along with him. Look at the huge jump over Tyler Evans in third. Blake Hensley all over the back bumper. GT Hawkins now backs off into turn number 3, but he's going to sucker right back up to him coming off of turn number 4.
Tyler Evans in that third spot. There's Jason Bridges currently in fourth. Alex Healy in fifth. There's Nick Mills battling with the 8 and Mikey Neal Jr. Brendan Holder, their pole sitter tonight, currently running in the 8th position. Meanwhile, coming to the flag stand, Blake Hensley, he's on a charge. Chasing after GT Hawkins out turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Running different line, BJ, than GT. Blake Hensley is.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think he might have gotten something figured out, though. He's worked his way back through the field right now. We sit cornerstone 1, 2, 3 as Tyler Evans tries to continue to hold off Jason Bridges, but Hensley looking him right up to the back bumper right there through the turn off turn number 4. Still applying the pressure. Hawkins a little loose off the corner teammates, but they're not driving like it right now. They are fighting for this position.
You know Blake Hensley wants it. He almost felt it Monday night. Just came up a tad bit short out of turn number 4. Now Jason Bridges underneath Tyler Evans. At the flag stand, it was Tyler Evans the third spot, but here's Jason Bridges battling to the inside of Tyler Evans. Evans could clear him going into turn number 3. But now Evans goes high, gets a shove. Bridges does from the 8 and Mikey Neal Jr. Close-knit racing going on. Nick Mills got a little loose there momentarily.
A lot of drivers see it, the later and later that this race runs, the harder they're pushing their cars, the more we're starting to see them slipping and sliding all over the place. Tires are getting hot, tires are getting worn. And speaking of that, our top 2 drivers are still on some of the oldest tires on the field, but caution flag's going to wave once again.
Chuck Blake involved in that 49 machine once again. Just loses it out turn number 2.
Yeah, becoming a recurring sight here tonight, seeing drivers getting loose. Like I said, just starting to slip and slide all over the track. The 49, that is going to be the third caution on Chuck Blake here tonight. He's been requested to park the car. That's going to end the night for the number 49. Unfortunate for him. Definitely not the way he wants his night to go.
Definitely.
Jonathan Atkins going to get his lap back. You saw him go around for his lucky dog. Several drivers coming down pit road, including Tyler Evans, John Kinder, Alex Healy, Barrett Morton, Brenner Robertson, all coming down pit road.
Alex Huffman's made his way back up to the top 10 in that number 2 machine that Huffman designs.
They're doing a fantastic job staying nice and smooth. And look just a few spots ahead of him, RS Centers. He has quietly made his way back through the field. We've seen him in a couple of mishaps. We saw him make his way up into the front from pit strategy. Now he's back in that 7th position. He's just been staying quiet and working his way up, or staying out of the wreck, staying out of the scuffles, and just staying smooth, staying clean at the moment, and trying to make the most of his night. And right now sits in that 7th spot after being at the back of the field several times.
And how about this? Looking at Ultimate Dirt TV's YouTube page, 2.16K subscribers. How about that?
It's definitely a lot of subscribers, and something that always helps out. So make sure, no matter where you're watching, make sure you show your support. Hit the follow button if you're on Facebook. Hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Helps the channel out, which in turn helps the broadcasts out. And if you're over on the Bluegrass YouTube side, make sure you do everything you can do to help that YouTube channel out. Hit the subscribe button, the subscribe button, the like button, and comment to help the channel out, help it grow, which helps the league. Pace car is in. GT Hawkins shows the inside for this restart. Green flag is gonna fly. Good start for GT Hawkins. His teammate of Blake Hensley sticking right there with him, though. These two have been fighting for this lead position for several laps now. The preferred lap for GT Hawkins is Blake Hensley's on the outside, and he's got it down into turn number 3, almost dead. Even when they hit turn number 3 off turn number 4, GT Hawkins is going to continue to maintain a race lead at the stripe.
GT Hawkins looking to try to clear Blake Hensley. Cannot do it out turn number 2. Hensley pulls back alongside him as they head into turn number 3. So we're lap number 147, still side by side out turn number 4. Hawkins bobbles there off turn number 4. That's going to allow Blake Hensley to lead at the line. Hensley looking strong on the outside. Roger Pierce bringing out the caution in that 27 machine. Looks like maybe Alex Healy about to got in the back of him.
There's just a hair of contact, it looks like, to cause him to get loose. Snap down against that inside wall, but and there it is. There's the answer out to the question I was about to ask. Who had the position when the caution flag waved? It was extremely close between those two, but it looks like Iris is going to score Blake Hensley as the race leader.
All right, Blake Hensley, GT Hawkins, Mikey Neal Jr., your top 3. 50 laps to go.
And, I'm going to play a Steve on this one here. We've got 31 people watching right now on the Bluegrass YouTube side, and only 20 likes. That's 11 people watching that has not hit the like button. So make sure you hit that like button, or even if you hit the dislike button, helps out the channel either way, because all YouTube happens to read is the reaction. It doesn't pay any attention as to which reaction, just reads the reaction. So make sure you hit one of them buttons and help out the channel.
Again, next week we'll be back live on Facebook and YouTube. GT Hawkins, can he get it done? Or can Mikey Neal Jr.? He wants that victory.
Especially since he's at a track he said it himself that he does not like.
Yeah.
Blake Hens is going to choose the outside on this restart when the lights go out on the pace car. Been a very common thing in the last 2 nights. Truck Series seem to have struggled a little bit restarting on the outside, but Xfinity and Cup Series both, the outside line seems to be the preferred line on the restarts for the leader. Hello, Alex. Thanks for joining. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done it already. Everybody else, make sure you hit the like button. But lights are out on the pace car. Nick Leonard looking to bring it down pit road.
Alrighty. Blake Hensley has the field in his hands. They come out turn number 4. He lays on the loud pedal. We're back to racing. Good start for Blake Hensley. GT Hawkins in second there. Here's Jason Bridges getting sideways, and he saves it.
Oh no! Well, he had it. Then he pulled a 720 around and then jumps it into pit road.
Looks like.
Oh, did he get a tag from behind? Does. It looks like he gets a tag from Mikey Neal Jr. Watch that white line there. Mikey Neal Jr. comes up almost 3/4 of his car across it, tags the 34 back down the track. I hate to say it, but I think Mikey Neal Jr. is going to be headed to the rear. We'll wait and see just what race control's call is on this one here. Steve, we need dotted lines on our dirt track like that.
Why, it wouldn't help.
Well, it would say, well, yeah, he moved for sure. I know they'd be gone in a lap, but still.
He's hard sell going on in turns 2 there.
I could have me a race car by now if I could just get to these sales.
Right? You should be able to collect enough sheet metal to put a body on that car. At least.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, I'll run it without a body. I don't care. Give me a roll cage, a motor, and a somewhat working suspension, and I'll make your eyes roll at how quick I can run around that track.
Yep.
I ain't saying to be fast. I'm just saying I'll make your eyes roll at how quick. So it'll probably be slow. It won't be quick at all.
Brendan Holder back in the top 3. Jonathan Swartz in 4th. There's R.S. Centers in 5th. Alex Huffman's made his way back up the 7th spot there. In the 2 machine. He's led some laps tonight.
I'd say this race is still anyone's guess as to who can be where. Blake Hensley, our current race leader, took the EOL at the beginning of the race. GT Hawkins found himself at the rear. Now he's back at the front. Jonathan Swartz, he's been quiet throughout most of the night, finds himself in fourth. Our centers, he's been forwards and backwards multiple times throughout this race. Curtis Preston been pleasantly quiet, working his way up as well. Alex Huffman, he's led the race, been in the back. Now he's back up in that 7th position. Chonka Stritza up towards the front, involved in a couple cautions, back at the back. Now he's back in 7th as the lights are out on the pace car. Blake Hensley's going to choose the outside once again.
Pace car will dive off down the pit road. Green flag is back out. Good start for that 31 of Blake Hensley. Into turn number 1, the 14 GT Hawkins does. Clear 95 of Swartz now. 9 inside of Jonathan Swartz is ahead into turn number 3 there. Swartz trying to battle on the outside, can't make it happen. Brent Holder now in the top 3. RS Centers in that 5th spot, and look at Alex Huffman battling with Curtis Preston. That's for 6 and 7 on the board, down the back straightaway. Oh, Nelly, hold on to it, Evans. We got James Silvers around.
Evans got a little loose off the corner, come down into Atkins. Initial looks right there. Silver's involved in the checkup end of the deal.
Your top 5 look like this: Blake Hensley, GT Hawkins, Brandon Holder, Jonathan Swartz, and RS Centers. Your top 5 here in Nashville. You're watching the Bluegrass Cup Series live on Ultimate TV. Matt Grenier getting a wave around in that number 15 machine. Some drivers flirting with pit road did not come down. Take a look at your pit strategy there. So Hensley went 82 laps for his first pit stop. We're on lap number 81 right now. Yeah, I'm making wonder.
Yeah, that 82 laps was for the stage break when he came down, took fuel and tires. And we're not even entirely sure with all the cautions that we've had, we're not entirely sure as to how long these guys can run on a tank of fuel here.
But, you know, this could play out his favor. You know, we got less than 40 laps to go. Maybe come down for a pit stop, have fresher tires than the rest of the field when they have to make a pit stop.
That is definitely for certain.
Looking at it, 45, I mean, I doubt someone would have to make a pit stop, but he might be banking on it. I mean, it's right there on the line. You look at Holder with 45 laps. You got about 35 on top of that, so you're looking at right about close to 80 there. So, I mean, who knows? Life and strategy of everything.
The only thing I can say for certain is that it looks as though everybody took tires the last time they come down, but the pit stops, as you just saw, are all over the board. So I don't know what to think at this point, Steve. I really don't.
Try to get some confirmation on the 31 and 14. Make sure that's right about the pit stops.
It's correct. Last pitter on lap 82.
All right, pace race car looking to pull in. Field's back in the hands of that 31 of Blake Hensley. As we come out turn number 2, green flag is a waving. We're back to racing. GT Hawkins goes in turn number 1 there. He's 95 for the second spot. Now you got Brent Holder back to the inside of Swartz. Couldn't make it happen. And he better watch out because here comes RS Sitters now looking to his inside momentarily. Brent Holder shuts the door.
And Center's drifted up just a little bit there. Nearly got into the left rear of Holder right there. And there it happens again. Those two nearly making contact. That time it looked like Holder came down just a little bit, but RS Center's in trouble of losing that 5th spot right now. Curtis Preston is scored and fit. That inside line just does not seem to have the momentum right now for RS Centers, but Huffman's going to take a look to the inside of him and try to make it work for that number 2 machine.
John was scored to the 95. He wants a win. GT Hawkins sitting there in second spot. What does Hensley have on the field? Will he be able to win tonight, that number 31 machine? As they head down the back straightaway, 30 laps to go for Blake Hensley. Can he hold on, BJ?
It's definitely up in the air, and at this point in time, we were talking about it under caution, the pit stops. They've got to be playing in these guys' mind. It's got to be coming close to time. They're over 80 laps now on this set of tires, on this tank of fuel, and everybody behind them has fresher tires. Literally everybody in the field has fresher tires than these two, but clearly they've done a fantastic job of saving them, as they're not opening the door right now for anybody behind them. And speaking of people on fresher tires, Jonathan Ackett's clear back in 13th, just tied for the fastest lap of the race with an 18.18. That's tied with GT Hawkins, the man running in second place right now.
Oh, Evans!
Oh, and Evans down to the inside wall. That's the second time we've seen him getting loose off of a corner. He's going to keep it pointed straight and keep it rolling and keep going. Jonathan Atkins goes even faster that time with an 18.1 even.
Jonathan Atkins, he has less than 30 laps to get up there. But now, look, we got a battle for the race lead going on. GT Hawkins is there. Hawkins to the inside of Blake Hensley. There's a lap car right ahead of the 3 of Brandon Robertson. Oh, there goes Hensley. There goes GT Hawkins around.
He's talking about a lot of people avoiding him. That one looked to me like it'd be on Hensley. The car was on the inside there, just drifted up trying to avoid the lap car. The lap car called out inside. He said he was going to be on the inside, let these guys have the preferred line around the outside, but they're battling for position. Blake Hensley tried to use the 2 of Brandon Robertson as a pick.
So there you see Hensley coming down, clips the nose of the 14 GT Hawkins. That's what gets him sideways. And GT Hawkins is in that's a rough spot on the track. The racing surface is pretty bumpy there. And then he gets tagged from behind from the 95 of Jonathan Swartz.
It's definitely a very tough spot on the track, and Hensley, I don't know, Hensley actually did come down, as you said there, and pinched him off. The 14 was ruled at fault by race control on that one there, but I don't know, it looked to me more like Hensley on that one.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. I mean, Hensley did come down, and we watched it from the rear view. Hensley did come down on the nose of that 14 machine. But the caution really came out where GT Hawkins spinning out. So, I mean, technically, they're both at fault.
GT Hawkins actually didn't spin out. He was sideways and drifted up into the wall. Man, just keep pointing straight.
BJ, did you
what?
put alcohol down? Watch this.
No, you watch. You watch. He doesn't spin out.
All right, so right there.
The one that spun out was GT Hawkins.
That's what I just said, BJ.
No, you said Hensley spun out.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I'm drinking. And being conscious, I have to play some game, I guess.
but the Cup Series does in fact hold the week record with, I believe it is 17 cautions now, maybe 18 cautions now. I'm gonna look on my end real quickly.
Job.
17 cautions.
Excuse me.
So your top 5 after that caution will consist of Jonathan Swartz, Brandon Holder, Curtis Preston, R.S. Centers, and Alex Huffman sitting one spot outside that top 5. Sean Kostritza trying to make his way back through. Nick Mills in 7th, trying to make his way back up there. Both of those drivers, Jonathan Atkins in 8th. All 3 of those drivers been up towards the front at some point in time in the night. All 3 of them sit right there just outside the top 5 and hungry for more.
Alrighty. Lights are out. Swartz will choose the outside. Race car comes in. Coming to green with 20 laps to go here at Nashville Fairgrounds with the Bluegrass Cup Series. Green flag is in the air. Outside line got a good start. RS Sitters to the 2nd spot there. But here goes Brandon Holder back on the inside. He clears Holder. Centers to 3rd or 2nd. There's Sean Kostritza battling with Curtis Preston. They're side by side. And there's Jonathan Atkins putting his name back in the hat with 19 laps to go.
He's right there following his teammate of Sean Kostritza. Kostritza a little bit slower than Atkins is wanting to go right now. Kostritza does have that 4th spot. Lap traffic coming into play there on the inside. That's John Kinder. He's going to get in the way a little bit and make a little bit of a problem. Oh no, Atkins in trouble once again up into the outside wall. He's going to hang on to it though. That is not the way the driver, that number 57, wants this one to play out. RS Centers now looking to the inside of Jonathan Swartz for the race lead as they come off turn number 4. Little loose for Centers. Caution flag's going to fly.
Blake Hensley. Not too sure what happened there. Let's rewind a tad bit. Oh, he gets loose out of turn number 4. And what happened with Jonathan Atkins right there, Sean Kostritza got into the outside wall. Atkins had to do some evasive maneuvers not to get in the back of him, which caused some damage to his vehicle. But here is Blake Hensley. He got loose off turn number 4, tried to save it, just actually loops it. Coming down the front straightaway. Bringing out your 18th caution of the night.
Blake Hensley ruled at fault for a caution on that one. Obviously, as he was the one by himself pretty much bringing out that caution, so understandably so. To be honest, probably more than likely just over driving the car is what really happened there for Blake Hensley. You know, he was up in the front, went down pit road after that caution with his teammate GT Hawkins, went down pit road, got fresh tires, got fuel, a little bit of repairs done to that number 31 machine, and it took off trying to fight his way back to the front of the race, knowing that there wasn't a whole lot of laps left.
Definitely. Jonathan Atkins back on the racing surface, but a lap down. The battle for the lead was heating up when that caution came out between RS Centers and Jonathan Swartz. RS Centers want to pick up his first win of the series, making his 3rd start of the series tonight in that number 22 machine. Brandon Holder, your pole sitter, in the number 9, led some laps. Jump the start, had to sit to the rear. Now back up in that third position. There's Bobby Hall Jr. Looks like he's getting a wave around. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, going to the rear. All right, lights are off on the pace vehicle. Oh, no, pace vehicle stays out. Lights come back on. Now they go back out. Everybody's lined up in appropriate starting positions. Swartz on the outside, centers to the inside. Come back green with 11 laps to go. One people watching on the Bluegrass side of YouTube. Make sure to hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way helps out the YouTube channel. Same thing on Ultimate Dirt TV if you're watching. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button or thumbs down. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're watching if you're already not subscribed. Green flag is back in the air. 11 laps to go for Jonathan Swartz. Leads him into turn number 1. There's the 22 RS Sitters. I believe Sitters has a little bit fresher tires than Swartz does. As they come out turn number 2, down the back straight. Kind of battle of Holder. At the line, who's going to be Curtis Preston with 10 laps to go.
Most fresh tires, but it is only by 2 laps out of the top 5. It's actually going to be Alex Huffman, Nick Mills with the freshest tires of the top 6. As he pitted on lap 149, so still a threat to work his way through our center. Turns his best lap of this race as he takes over the race lead out of turn number 2 over Jonathan Swartz.
Out of turn number 4, coming to 8 laps to go. RS Centers your race leader. Swartz is second. Brandon Holder in third. That's your top 3. Alex Huffman, Nick Mills rounds out your top 5. Mikey Dill Jeter putting the move on Nick Mills. Inside. Going on. Meanwhile, Alex Huffman, he's not done yet. He wants to get in the top 3, get in the podium finish. He looks to the inside of Holder. Holder goes wide. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Holder will pull alongside him as they head into turn number 3. BJ, right now, they're pretty much dead even.
Yeah, those two finding something in both of their perspective lines. You see the momentum on the high side for Brandon Holder, but the inside line of shorter way around is going to prevail through turns 1 and 2 as Brandon Holder got a little bit wide that time, allowed Alex Huffman to find his way inside the top 3. Huffman with the freshest tires of the top 3. This could play in his favor. Granted, be only 2 laps, but those 2 laps could make all the difference as caution flag's going to fly again.
Yellow flag out on the racing surface.
Green, white, checkered. Steve, green, white, checkered. I believe that's 3 for 3 on green, white, checkered this week.
We definitely have had 3. This will be our 3rd one of the week. As RS Centers your race leader up 24 spots to start the race. Jonathan Swartz up 21. Barrett Morton in that 30 machine up 21 spots.
He's taking a quick look around. Does not look as though anybody's going to bring it down pit road. Jonathan Swartz is going to take the lucky dog. He's on his way around the outside right now, get himself back on the lead lap. Gosh, it's going to be between the 5 of John Kinder, I believe is what they said, and the 17 of James Silvers. kind of fighting over the same real estate by the sounds of it.
Jonathan Atkins getting his wave around. He's going to have fresher tires than most people ahead of him. GT Hawkins made his way back up into that 6th spot there. Blake Hensley mired back in that 14th position, that number 31. There's the Cookie Man. Travis Twitty in that number 29 machine, currently running 15th.
Be interested to see where RS Centers chooses on this restart. We saw him choose the inside earlier and not get as big a jump as we've seen from other drivers choosing that when they choose the outside line. So be interested to see if he tries to stick with the inside line where he was restarting before, or if he changes it up, takes the outside line. Looks as though he's going to go to the outside. All right, I guess that answers that as he moves up top to allow. And yes, he does, in fact, confirm it over radio as well. He's going to take the outside line. Jonathan Swartz going to look to the inside. Huffman and Holder, row 2. Hawkins and Neal, row 3.
All right, the field's racked and stacked. We're going to try it one more time. Out of turn number 4, green flags back in the air. That was a pretty good start for Jonathan Swartz, but into turn number 1, Sitters does clear him. Here comes Huffman to the inside of Holder. Back outside to head into turn number 3. Side by side for that 3rd spot. Out of turn number 4, white flags in the air, BJ. One more to go for RS Sitters.
Yeah, RS Centers, he's got 3 starts on the season and is looking for a win in one of those 3 starts, and it looks like he's going to have it down into turn number 3. Battle for that 3rd spot as well. Coming off turn number 4, RS Centers going to win here at Nashville Fairgrounds. Then it's going to be Jonathan Swartz and unofficially Alex Huffman in that 3rd spot. It does sound as though he's going to get credit for it. He is being called to the interview waiting room. So top 3 centers, Swartz, Huffman. What a fantastic run, a fantastic finish, especially between Huffman and Holder. And celebrations are on for centers.
How about that? Here's your results. RS Centers picks up the win with RSR Esports. Jonathan Swartz is 2nd with Fast Lane Motorsports. Alex Huffman goes up 3rd with Elite Motorsports. Brent Holder in 4th with Team Syndicate. Mikey Dill Jr. in 5th with Team Syndicate. Then you have GT Hawkins in 6th with Cornerstone Motorsports. Nick Bills is 7th with Weaponized Motorsports. Shock Strisson will pick up the top 8 tonight in Team Watt. Alex Healy will come home 9th in Flex YNH Motorsports. Blake Hensley will come home in that 10th spot, Weaponized Motorsports. Barrett Morton, All-American Motorsports, in 11th. 12th will be John Kinder. 13th will be Tyler Evans at Cornerstone Motorsports. James Silvers at 14th with Cornerstone Motorsports. Josh Clemens will come home 15th with Highside Hustler Motorsports. Travis Twitty with the top 16 in the Highside Hustler Motorsports. Jonathan Atkins with Team Watt, Shock Eye Racing Performance. Car number 57 and 17th. Brandon Robertson in YNH Motorsports will come home in the 18th position.
Going home in 19th is going to be Matt Grenier for YNH. Curtis Preston for Cornerstone rounding out your top 20. Then Roger Pierce for WJM. Bobby Hall Jr. for Flex. Brian Terry for the Syndicate. David Farmer for Syndicate. Jason Bridges for Highside Hustlers running at your top 25. Then Chuck Blake, Rocky Boyd, Tony Iverson from Highside Hustlers, Keith Hackney from Cornerstone, David Brackett, and rounding up the field is Justin Winters for Elite Motorsports.
All right, we'll be right back with post-race interviews. All right, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. And we got your race winner, RS Centers. Congratulations on your race win tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Well, rough start to the race. Got involved in a couple of accidents, but able to capitalize at the end.
It was a little rough to get going, but I figured if we just keep it somewhat clean, it's not too clean, but somewhat clean, we could be out at the end.
Definitely. So, describe how rough this track is to people watching at home.
Well, the track's awesome. This is one of my favorite tracks on the sim. I'm a short track guy, so of course I like this place, but it's one of my favorite places. I really like the bumps. Gives it some character.
But if you're not used to it, it gets kind of rough. And with 19, almost 20 cautions on the night, gotta wonder, did the bumps? You know what I'm saying?
You do. This car is very hard to drive. Like I'll give these guys that run this car a lot. It's hard to drive, and somewhere like this is just that much harder.
Well, moving on to next week. Will you be back next week?
I think so. I think I'll come back for a couple more of these. My buddy Jonathan, me and him's real good buddies, and Bill Miller, all those guys. I like to come race with them when I can.
Definitely. Well, if you could get in, you're locked into the chase if you get into points. So I don't know if you're eligible. I don't know how many races you had to make to be eligible for that, but
I'm not sure. We'll have to ask Jason about that one.
There you go. Well, go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you.
Well, thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast. Jason for doing the league, and Ghost RC, BeachRC.com, RKMSetupShop.com. Just all them guys that helped me.
All right. RS Centers picking up this first win of the season with the Bluegrass Cup Series. BJ, you caught up with our second place finisher.
That's right. I've caught up with the driver of the 95, Jonathan Schwartzman. What a job you did here tonight. You stayed quiet throughout the majority of the night. You kept the car clean, and you were up there at the front when it counted. Tell us a little bit about the race from your perspective.
I mean, I want to say I'm proud about this podium, but literally everything went wrong for me this weekend. I mean, first of all, I had never raced here before, so I tried to find some video of the cars racing here. I could only find Gen 6, so I had never even watched any racing of the next gen here, so this was just out of the blue, just me trying to figure out how to race here. I couldn't really do any practice without spinning out. I was 2/10 or 3/10 off the leaders in qualifying, and I couldn't even get a good lap, and I was hoping I could get hard charger in, but I spun on my best lap, so it's just like qualifying was horrible, practice was horrible, and I got 8x before the stage even finished, and I was just like, man, I mean, I'm just going to get wrecked out before lap 100 at this rate, and I don't know. I really just survived in here. I was hoping I could pull off RS at the end there, but he was just incredible on entry, and I was getting a lot of messages from Brian Terry and David Brackett just telling me when to pit for that final pit stop. That they really helped me, so I just gotta give it out to my syndicate teammates, and also a good shout out to Huffman for also getting the podium. But yeah, just RS had some great entry speed, and I was like, I could hold him off on exit, but the way he got alongside an entry, I just couldn't really do anything with that. So yeah, just congrats to RS for that win. But yeah, I don't know how I got here. Never raced here before, couldn't even get any video of it. So I feel like I had a better shot last 2 weeks, and I wrecked out both of those. So I guess I'll take luck when I can get it.
I do just want to go ahead and point out, when you're on that subject there, the last time we spoke to you, you told us almost the same thing, that wasn't a track you were expecting much, and you managed to get up here. So Maybe that's your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I practiced like 10 to 12 hours at Coda, and then I wrecked out in the second stage. Here, I practiced 30 minutes, and I got a podium. So I'm speechless, man. It's like you think your work ethic would contribute towards your result, but these races can be so chaotic, and the strategy and the caution. So, yeah, I'm just stoked. So hope to see you guys back soon, and I'll take away from that I'll just do less practice. Maybe that'll help.
All right. Well, go ahead and thank your sponsors. Shout out to everybody who helped make it possible for you to get up there on the podium tonight.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to iRacing, of course, on the car, Syndicate, my team, and also I've been running with oh gosh, I'm blanking on their name, but I was racing with Joseph Harris in the Daytona 24-hour for Nexus. That's who it was. There we go. I was blanking for a second, but Nexus, we had a great running at the Daytona 24. I was able to get a podium in our split, so just excited to represent them in iRacing on the road side. But hope to be able to continue to collect more of these podiums on the oval.
All right. Well, congratulations again on your second place finish.
Thank you.
Steve?
All right, Alex Huffman coming home in that third spot. It was a tough battle. Bring us back to that when you were leading, you and GT Hawkins.
What about it?
Well, talk to us about it. You were there.
I mean,
you were there live in person, so don't give me no BS.
It was a good battle.
It was a good battle. Fun. You had fun. Okay.
He just had a little bit better entry. I learned once I got behind him, and I was going to use it back to my advantage, but the right rear was already gone from that little slide I had, so I just held on there for second or whatever. I ended up in the stage and got put in the back after that pit stop because somehow I was speeding off pit road. Don't know how.
Oh, that's what happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, my screen never showed over 35, but it's happened to me a few times. I crossed the timing loop with my rear tire spinning. Read the back tire speed and I get a penalty, but had to fight back from that. 2 wrecks I got involved in, got punted into one, and the other one, it was just right in front of me and barely got into it. So, I don't know. I guess I'll take third.
Yeah, you deserved it. You deserved it. I mean, when you're fast, you're fast. When you're good, because there's always something that kind of hinders you. And once we get to all those straightened out, I think we'll be talking to you in Victory Lane pretty shortly.
Well, I ain't good and I ain't lucky, and that proves it tonight.
Well, only time can tell, Alex. Only time can tell, sir.
Hopefully.
Go ahead and thank those 5 sponsors making it possible for you.
Of course, got to thank y'all for putting on the broadcast over at UDTV. Jason for this league going on here. Team owner Brian Terry for Team Syndicate over here. We had the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then Kinder Performance Group, Deb over there at Old School Diecast. I know she's probably watching this, so shout out to her. Go check her out for diecast if you're in the local tri-state area over here in Evansville, Indiana. And anybody else that supports me in this nonsense mess.
All right. Alex Huffman coming home in 3rd place tonight. Well, BJ, another week down. A lot more weeks to go. And let's just look here where we'll be at next week. Next week we're at Kansas, so that's going to be fun in the trucks and the Xfinity and Cup cars. So a little bit more excitement maybe next week for us. We want to thank you for tuning in this week on Ultimate Dirt TV and the Bluegrass YouTube channel. Next week will be live on Facebook, YouTube, and dirtfan.com. Until then, we'll see you. Good night, everyone.